all I have to say is the men were not playing, and they absolutely warned a lot of the women about this. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. We got some things to unpack today, and I really want you all to spread this message because it serves as a cautionary tale to a lot of these young ladies out there that you are not invincible. See, a lot of the women from the past, they felt like they could get away with whatever they wanted to get away with. As long as they were attractive enough, popular enough, had enough money, or whatever the case may be, they would be able to get away with being reckless, right? Being disrespectful, not being mindful about their lifestyle choices and the ways that they carried themselves and, all of those different things. And again, the men told these ladies that, look, you can go out here and be reckless. You can go out here and be disrespectful and neglectful. You can go out here and live whatever type of lifestyle that you want to live that is in opposition to me and what I stand for as a man. But just be warned that I will not wife you up. I will not take you seriously. And a lot of these women felt like these men were bluffing and lying because, after all, these men were still smashing. Let's just be real, okay? And y'all know what smash is, but we got to watch out for YouTube, okay? And so these ladies were like, oh, these men are just lying. They're bluffing. They're just saying that so that they can shut us up or sit us down and humble us, when in all actuality, these men are still behind closed doors, whining and dining us, or, laying down with us, and so on and so forth. Whereas now we're starting to see a lot of that type of, let's say under the table behavior being shut down as well, right? Because I'm going to be real with us. And again, y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I'm going to be real about how a lot of men have changed as well. See, back in the day, men would still kind of sneak around with certain ladies of the night, if you will, or certain women that live certain, let's say, not so classy and reserved type of lifestyles. Y'all would still go out with those chicks, have a good time with those chicks in more ways than one. And, I'm going to also go as far as saying that some of you all also did wipe them up. Right? You did have some guys out there to where it was like, it ain't tricking if you got it. It don't matter if I want to be out here splurging on the 304s. I'm going to do my big one. I'm going to turn a few 304s into a housewife. Like, men used to do that, which is why a lot of the 304s or the hot girls and city girls got it in their minds that, yeah, I am invincible. I can have my cake and eat it too. But now you are, and this is really where I want to go with this. Now men are actually standing on business when it comes to the type of women that they are entertaining, because a lot of the women have exposed themselves to be extreme liabilities when they were of a particular lifestyle, right? They would dog these men out, use them up, have these guys out here looking stupid because he gave her a chance. He gave her the benefit of the doubt. And now he is sitting there with egg on his face because, after all, she showed you and told you who she was. So why are you surprised? But a lot of guys in the past, they felt like, well, if I just love her like this, or if I just present her with this level of masculinity and, love and maturity, she'll change. And it didn't happen. As a matter of fact, a lot of the 304s, they took advantage of those guys. They took for granted the love and support that these men were gifting to them. And then they dogged them out and they went on to the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. So we're now in present day, and y'all let me know if I'm off base with this, but now in present day, men are really standing on business with not wiping up the 304s, with not taking seriously a 304. Again, I don't care how fine you are, how sexy you are, how popping you are, how much clout you got. If you are somebody that participates in counterproductive and highly destructive behaviors, I can't trust you. I can't touch you. And what's very, very mind-blowing for a lot of the women out there is the fact that even if you are reformed, right? Even if you are no longer a part of a particular lifestyle or culture or behavior and all of that, men are still standing on business like, well, if it was once a part of your essence or once a part of who you were, I have to believe and trust that that is still within you to do if push came to shove. So I'm just going to steer clear of you altogether. But again, the women felt like the men were bluffing, and they were not. Okay. And this woman right here was one of the ones who found out the hard way that the men were not playing games. Okay. We have a young lady here. What is her name? Is this Ruby Rose, y'all? Y'all know I am just such an auntie, okay? And I don't be knowing these people for real. So y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Matter of fact, let me make sure, okay? Because I do have a chart that I want to share with y'all as well. Let me make sure I'm saying the right names. Y'all gotta forgive auntie. Okay. Her name is, yes, Ruby Rose. So Ruby Rose is one of those hot girls, right? Video vixen-esque Instagram model type of chick. And a lot of young ladies would look to her and say, you know what? She's my role model. She's a woman that I can pattern myself after. Why? Because she's attractive. She has a nice body. She has money. You know, a lot of men are attracted to her. And so, yeah, I want to be like her. But even the Ruby Roses of the world are finding out the hard way that, yeah, the men were standing on business. They were not playing when they told y'all that, yeah, you can go out here and do this if you want to, but please don't expect me to wipe you up. Please don't expect me to take you seriously. Okay? I'll pipe you at best. And now she is sitting here in her luxury vehicle, crying crocodile tears about, you know, why am I single? Let's run the clip.
It ain't no motherfucking way. I look like this. Like, just chilling in my car. Like, I just look like this. Off the wake up. Like, no makeup, just a little lash and lip gloss and a little filter. A little filter. And I'm single? It don't make sense. But it's okay. I'm fucking crazy.
Let's pause. I didn't quite catch the end of that. I ain't quite catch, but we're going to highlight that as well because that's important. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Now, I want y'all to be honest because I know I got a lot of my brothers in the chat. I know. I want y'all to be honest. Would you look at Ruby Rose and want to play with her rose? Okay? I just be honest. Put a 2 in the chat. If you would look at Ruby Rose and be like, yeah, I'll play with that Ruby's rose. Put a 2. If you find her to be somebody that is attractive. I'm going to place a 2 because I myself, as a heterosexual woman, finds her to be attractive. So I'm going to drop a 2. Okay? And the reason why I am saying that is because although she is an extremely attractive woman, she is still finding herself to be single because, drum roll please, place the drums in the chat right now. Not only did Ruby Rose at the end of this clip admit that she was crazy, men don't want no crazy women. Look, now I'm going to be honest. We all got a little bit of crazy in us, but when you out here like, yeah, I'm crazy, that is a huge red flag to a lot of the men. I may not want to entertain her like that, okay? So not only do she got that working against her, but I want to bring up this chart, okay? I want to bring up this chart, and I'm going to put it on the screen so y'all can see. And don't worry, we do have more clips to go through, but let's look at this chart, you all. Ruby Rose with her fine ass is sitting in her luxury vehicle, looking oh so good with no makeup, a little lash and a light filter, talking about why I don't got no man. Well, let's get into that, okay? It is a let's say very interesting dating history chart, okay? Now, Ruby Rose was born in 1997, okay? which would place her at 28 years old. Okay, and again, 28 is close to that age of 30, and we already know when women start getting a little bit older, that is when our female nature kicks in and we start wanting to settle down. We want something a little bit more exclusive, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised if all of these different things are dawning on Ruby Rose, which is prompting her to question, why am I as beautiful as I am and no man is wiping me up? No man is taking me seriously, right? So Ruby Rose has this question, and based upon this chart, I can see exactly why she is not having the best of luck with men. All right. As we take a look at the first line on her dating history chart, we see that she was with Travis Scott from 2014 to 2015. Right? See, ladies, y'all have to understand that men are watching. They're paying attention. Does she have a good track record? Does she have a good dating history? What type of guys did she date? What is her type? What is her lifestyle? They're looking at all of this. And Ruby Roses of the world, this could be the reason why you are single. But she dated Travis Scott from 2014 to 2015. And then if we take a look right next to Travis Scott, it says that she was dating Playboy Cardi from 2014 to 2017, which means that she was dealing with Travis and Playboy Cardi around the same time, right? Let's take a look at the other one next to Playboy Cardi, Ian Connor. I hope I'm saying his name right. She was messing with Ian around the same time that she broke up with Travis Scott, and she was still dealing with Playboy Cardi. Same thing with Jacob York, right? 2015 to 2016. Then in 2016, she was dealing with 21 Savage right after she got done dealing with Jacob York. Then right next, actually under the top, we have Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy 2016, Lil Yachty 2016 to 2017, Takeoff 2016, Cam Newton 2017, DDG 2020 to 2021, Lil TJ. I don't know what that is, but shout out to y'all. Again, I'm an auntie, so don't take no offense to what I'm saying. I don't know nobody, okay? I don't know who Ian Connor is, Jacob York. Who else I don't know? I know I've heard of Playboy Cardi, but I don't look, y'all. Auntie, don't shoot me. Okay, but Lil TJ 2020, dealing with him around the same time as DDG. Then French Montana 2023. Then Drewski 2024. So she's pretty much dealing with a whole bunch of different guys at the same time. She's juggling all of these different guys. Look, ladies, this is why y'all are single. This is why men are not wiping you up and taking you seriously, although you're reaching the age in your lives to where you're looking to settle down. And I believe it said that Ruby Rose recently had a birthday, right? So her birthday, I believe, was at the beginning of October, and she just hit 28. And I'm, again, pretty sure that that recent birthday is settling into her that I'm fast approaching 30, right? And by 30, a lot of women had it in their minds that they would be married, they would have their families, they would be settled down, all of the hot girl, city girl games would be done and over with. But a lot of them are still outside in the streets. And it is due, largely in part, to the men standing on business. I cannot stress that enough. Men are standing 10 toes down on what they said. They said, look, I will not deal with you exclusively. I cannot trust you like that because your track record shows and proves that you don't know how to be exclusive. You don't know how to pick properly. You don't know how to deal with one man at a time. That is a gigantic red flag to a lot of men because they want exclusivity. They want a woman that is all theirs. I don't want to have to be looking over my shoulders, wondering if my woman is looking at the next branch to Monkey Branch 2. I need to know that my woman is dedicated to me, loyal to me, all about me. And I'm going to be real. It's a lot of the Ruby Roses out there to where y'all show and prove that not to be the case. You are not loyal. You are all about self-interest and self-gain. You don't know how to collaborate effectively in a committed, monogamous type of relationship dynamic. I'm going to take it a step further and say this, and y'all let me know if I'm off base with this, okay? But like the video for me. A lot of men would look at a woman like a Ruby Rose and say that she is extremely insecure. And the reason why they would say that is because why is it that you feel that you always have to have a backup plan to a backup plan to a backup plan? Ruby Rose's dating history shows that, yeah, I'm not somebody that is secure in who I am. I'm always going to be second guessing and questioning a man's dedication to me, love for me, for whatever reason. It could be due to the fact that maybe a Ruby Rose feels like men just want to use her up and men are not to be trusted and so on and so forth. Maybe she feels like she's not good enough as a woman to fulfill just one man. Or it could be, and this is something that could be a little bit sticky and tricky for a lot of women to admit, but a lot of you all are dealing with deep rooted issues from your childhood to where maybe you have abandonment issues and your insecurities stem from that, to where you feel like you cannot solely and fully just trust somebody to thoroughly be there for you. So instead of them leaving you or abandoning you, you'll have a backup man to run to if all thus fails. And a lot of women operate like this, which is why y'all do struggle with having healthy, thriving, surviving, lasting relationships. You're always operating within the energy of lack and panic and insecurity. And whether you want to believe it or not, your outer experiences, right, will start to reflect that inner turmoil that a lot of you all have, because energy is real and it will exude from you. And so it has no other choice but to reflect back to you what you think and what you feel about yourself. And if you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, or they're going to leave me, or these men are not to be trusted, and so on and so forth, then yeah, you're going to start to behave in that manner. And then ultimately nothing is going to be long lasting, because you're always in that mode or mindset of, this is temporary. This is not healthy. This won't be something that is long lasting. This won't be something that is fulfilling for me. So let me always be on a swivel, if you will. Let me keep my head on a swivel to make sure that I'm secure and I'm safe, because ultimately you don't feel secure and you have always felt unsafe. A lot of women do not want to admit that, but that is why you can have a woman that is so fine, so sexy, so successful and popular and all of that, still single. Because not only have you had a track record of, you know, being a kind of loose woman, all right? I'm gonna be real with y'all. Okay. And I know a lot of women would say, well, just because she was dating them doesn't mean that she was sleeping with them. Okay, sure. I'll give y'all that. But can we be real, y'all? And y'all get the likes up for me. Looking at Ruby Rose's chart, she was dealing with one. Hold on. Let's count. She was dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 men all around the same time. Okay. And although a lot of women would say, just because I'm dating these guys does not mean I'm sleeping with them, I'm going to be honest and say that, oh, women going to hate me for saying this. I would say every 3 guys, she slept with at least one. So we're going to just make up something. Again, it's just my opinion. Y'all can agree or disagree, but I'm going to be real as a woman from what I have been able to observe from dealing with certain, you know, female groups. Okay. Because I found my husband early. Okay. People do not believe me when I say I had one other relationship that was intimate before I got married. Okay. I don't play that sleeping around mess. All right. You find you a good man, you latch on to him, you settle down with him, you build with him, y'all be great. Okay. So this is something I would not ever do. But from what I have been able to observe and see with other women around me, they are absolutely sleeping with some of the guys they're dating. Okay. So let's say that when Ruby Rose was dating Travis Scott, let's count 3. Playboy Cardi, Ian Connor, Jacob. Well, then she also slept with 21 Savage. Okay, so she slept with Travis. She slept with 21 Savage. Okay, let's skip Soulja Boy, Lil Yachty, and Takeoff. She slept with Cam Newton. Okay, let's skip DDG, Lil Tay, and Fresh Montana. She slept with Drewski. That is what I have been able to observe and see. Okay, and that was being generous. I should have said every 2. Okay, so she slept with Travis. Let's skip Playboy and Ian and go to Jacob. Okay, let's skip 21 and Soulja Boy, go to Lil Yachty. Let's skip Takeoff and Cam Newton, go to DDG. Let's skip Lil Tay and Fresh Montana, go to Drew. That's being generous. Because we could probably go every other. Okay, we can go Travis, then Ian, then 21 Savage. Y'all get the point. So I'm even giving y'all grace with this. But nevertheless, men are seeing this. Men are like, look, I don't want to be with a loose woman. And not only are y'all loose women, but a lot of y'all would brag about being loose women because that was at one point in time y'all's ability to be empowered and to be liberated. Y'all would start celebrating being hoes. Thinking that once again, because I'm fine enough or I'm popping enough, that yeah, these men ain't gonna care. Because at one point in time, the men did not care. I'm gonna be real about that. Y'all would say, oh, yeah, I don't want no woman like that. But then you will be behind the scenes drinking her bath water. So, yeah, y'all really did feed it into a lot of these women's minds that they could get away with this. But in today's time and climate, that's obsolete. That's done. Because like I said earlier, a lot of those guys that did give the 304s a chance or the benefit of the doubt, they ended up being played. And let's be real. The men that came up after those guys that did give the 304s a chance, they observed that. They took notice to that. And they said, oh, I won't be like my uncle. I won't be like my big brother. I won't be like my daddy or my granddaddy. I'm going to move differently. And this is why a lot of these 304s are big mad because the men are telling them the honest truth. Look, one day, maybe in the future, these brothers will, turn the blind eye to certain things and get out the benefit of the doubt again, but it won't be me. I'm never doing that. I'm not taking no chances. I'm not risking that. And maybe in the past that was cute. But in today's time, no, it's not cute to deal with a 304. A proud 304 at that. And a lot of the 304s, they're feeling that now. And they're upset about that now. And now they want to turn over new leaves and not be seen in a particular light. But it's too late. The damage is already done. You've already celebrated whole culture. And now you have to live in that whole culture and ultimately be passed around and passed up by a lot of the guys that you would want to be with. Okay. And this next clip, you all, it exemplifies that perfectly. Let's get into it.
Men who are valuable or whatever and love their life or whatever would never wife me. Yes or no?
I do believe that.
That's what I just said.
I do believe that.
I know what I'm talking about.
Not because of you. It's not. Listen. Let me say, it's not because of you. It's because you're on social media, so people know your business. It's a lot of women who done dealt with a bunch of dudes, but because everybody knows who you done dealt with, it's different. You get what I'm saying?
I told you I had to move on.
Huh?
I told you to move on.
All right, let's move on. No, we can move on. Because you getting offended. I wasn't saying nothing. I was trying to give your props. Dude, with you because you guys was
your props.
You all sad. Look, now you getting disrespectful in my own home.
Is that Celina Powell, y'all? Again, I'm auntie, so I can be a little off. I don't know. I think that's Celina Powell. And she was a proud 304. We're going to run this back, though, because it's some gems, bars, and jewels that we need to peep game on. And y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe, y'all. Now, Celina says, are you saying that men of value would not want to wipe a girl like me up? The guy responds, and he says, yes, that's how I feel. Because not only were you a pass around chick, but you were all on social media bragging about being a pass around chick. Fellas, I want to take a survey. Put a 3 in the chat if y'all agree with what this man just said. Do you agree that men of a particular status that are, let's say, successful, he has a good reputation and name for himself, do you agree that that caliber of man would not want to be caught out in public, wifed up, okay, hugged up with a 304 or a chick like a Celina Powell? Put a 3 if you agree. I do. And a lot of these chicks out there, they understand that because they are living it. They are living in the reality of men not wanting to be seen publicly with them, or, you know, brag about, oh, this is my girl, this is my wifey. They're living that. So for a man to be bold and brave enough to vocalize that and say that to her face out loud for the world to see, that is very humbling. But let's run this clip back and break down what's at play, because there's a lot going on. I need y'all to see what's going on.
Men who are valuable or whatever and love their life or whatever would never wife me. Yes or no?
I do believe that.
That's what I just said.
I do believe that. I know
what I'm talking about.
Not because of you. It's not. Listen up. Let me say, it's not because of you. It's because you're on social media, so people know your business. It's a lot of women who done dealt with a bunch of dudes, but because everybody knows who you done dealt with, it's different.
Agreed. Because I'm going to be real, y'all. It's a lot of undercover 304s that are wiped up today. All right. It is. But it was a particular moment in time to where the hoe was celebrated. And y'all would be out in the open like, oh, yeah, I'm a hoe too. Whereas before then, you know, it wasn't something to be boastful about. You know? But yeah, you had all of these hot girls and city girls living a particular lifestyle, and they were bragging about it. Oh, I slept with Snoop Dogg, or I slept with Soulja Boy, or I slept, you know, just all these different guys. It's like, wait a minute, you know, what's going on here? But these ladies at that time, and I'm being very generous when I'm calling them ladies, you know, they felt like they were getting some kind of popularity by associating themselves with these, let's say, prestigious men or these popular, famous, you know, well-paid men. When in all actuality, they were building a bad reputation for themselves, because not only are you ran through and reckless, but you're a clout chaser. I can't even trust you to keep your damn mouth closed, let alone your legs. So men don't want to be with you for that reason as well, ladies. Some of y'all talk too much. Everything got to be vocalized and socialized and put on a billboard. And some men are very private. A lot of men are very private, especially when it comes to the privacy of their home, or, you know, the intimate details of what is going on in their relationships. And a lot of the chicks like her, they get their popularity and their fame off of clout chasing men in the most disrespectful, despicable, dishonorable of ways, right? And let's zoom in right here, because Celina is extremely embarrassed. Okay, let's peep some game. I'm gonna blow it up for y'all. And like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Celina is very embarrassed, which is why she is in her phone. If y'all peep game, she went right into her phone and she was like, man, I can't believe he really saying this, because this is really how I feel. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but I believe Celina was dealing with what is his name? The little Meech dude. And he told her, like, look, I don't want to be public with you.
Please delete this stuff. This is my reputation, bro. I apologize for saying what I said to you. Please, man.
But you said it was capped, though. What was capped, Demetrius?
Celina, I said that to get the post deleted, Celina.
Okay. You're right. But now you want to make me look like a liar in front of the internet. It's crazy, Demetrius.
That's not how I tried to make you seem. I apologize for that.
So she's having confirmation after confirmation of what this guy is saying to be true. Like, yeah, I was even dealing with a guy that was, you know, in the spotlight, and he was like, look, I don't want to tell the world that you're my girl. you're an embarrassment. And I believe, she was paying for his clothes and, whining and dining him. And he still was like, nah, we're not doing that. We're not going to go public with this. So she's living that, right? And she's feeling it, which is why she's in her phone and she is becoming hostile and upset. Now, peep this game, y'all. Peep her. Her right here. She knows that what he is saying is true. But, and here's where we go wrong, ladies. Where we go wrong as women is we will try to stand up for the hoes. And I get it. Because a lot of us, we can't escape being friends with the hoes. The hoes are our cousins. The hoes are our sisters. The hoes are our aunties. The hoes are our mamas. Okay? Our best friends, our childhood friends. So it can be a little bit of a sticky situation to be in. But nevertheless, I do believe that it is important for us to kind of sit some things out when the truth is being spoken. Instead of trying to be like, no, you're wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with her being a strong, independent boss hoe. Ain't nothing wrong with her sleeping around. Yes, it is. Okay. And sometimes you got to be quiet. But peep the game. This is the game I want y'all to peep. She felt awkward and uncomfortable because, again, she knew that he was telling the truth. This is probably her friend, her homegirl. And she didn't want her homegirl to feel attacked or feel ashamed and embarrassed. But that's the consequences, ladies.
You get what I'm saying?
I have to move on.
She does. That's why she said, I told your ass to move on. Just move on. I don't want to talk about this because, yeah, you tell the truth, but, right? And so since she's peeping game that she agrees with him, now she's really upset.
Huh?
I told you to move on.
All right, let's move on. No, we can move on. Because you getting offended. I wasn't saying nothing. I was trying to give you your props. Dude, with you because you got some
your props.
You all sad. Look, now she getting disrespectful in my own home. Give a
Ladies, all I have to say is that you were warned about this. And now a lot of y'all are mad because you are seeing that these men were not playing. Okay? Celina, she was the main one out here like, yeah, I'm in the bed right now with Snoop Dogg. Oh, I'm out here with such and such. Oh, I'm out here with such and such. She was one of the main ringleaders of all of this. And so now for her to have to sit in her decisions and sit in her bad choices and live that bad choice out, she can't handle it. But hey, you signed up for it. And I would want nothing more than for other young ladies out there or women in general out there to take heed to this and say, you know what? I'm going to do things differently. I'm not going to be out here being reckless and ran through and bragging about it. Okay? Or doing anything reckless and ran through related, like ladies, let's normalize not being reckless and ran through at all. That way you have no skeletons in your closet. That way you don't have to be walking around on pins and needles like, oh, I wonder if they know about me. Like, no, who wants to live like that? Okay. But yes, ladies, men are in a new era to where they are not dealing with no kind of 304, reformed or not. And a lot of y'all cannot handle that. But that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, opinions, and feedback about this in the comment section down below. I should have placed the poll in the chat. Y'all answer that for me, and I would love to see what y'all got to say, okay? But y'all like the video, share the video, subscribe, and I'm going to see y'all in the next dope discussion. Much love and peace to my crown head.